Hey, what is up guys, TechSnackles here, and if you watched my previous video, you know I chose not to get the iPhone 7. So today I'm going to give you 5 reasons not to get the iPhone 7 based off why I didn't get the iPhone 7. Obviously, if you've made up your mind, go ahead and get it. It's a good phone, but I thought I'd just make this video for any of you that are still undecided or whether or not to get it. So let's go ahead and start with reason number 1, and that's your current phone. So right now phones have reached a point where there's a lack of innovation and they're already powered with computer class specs. So chances are your current phone has aged well. I've had this iPhone 6 Plus for about 2 years now and it still works great, and with iOS 10 it actually feels faster because of the faster animations. Now the iPhone 6 doesn't have Force Touch, and I can see how Apple is pushing towards that technology in this update, but there are still workarounds to that, so that's definitely not a problem. Now performance is always a worry every time there's a new update, however I haven't noticed any issues so far, and if anything my iPhone actually feels faster. So if you have a recent phone that's only 2 years old, chances are that it still functions really well, so you're better off saving your money for reason number 2, and that is the 10th anniversary iPhone. So if you guys follow tech news, you know there's some big hype building for next year's iPhone already, and that's because it is rumored to be, well, pretty awesome. Now usually since the iPhone 7 came out this year, you'd expect next year to be the 7S. However, rumors have been pointing that next year's iPhone will be completely redesigned. It will most likely be the iPhone 8 unless Apple wants to take the Note route and skip over and call it the iPhone 10. We all know how well that worked out for Samsung. Anyway, there are some pretty crazy rumors surrounding the next iPhone. I'll leave a link to an article in the description, but some of the most consistent ones are an edge-to-edge display, possibly rounded and possibly OLED finally. It's also rumored to have a full glass body, and we might also see another removal, this time of the home button with Touch ID being integrated into the whole screen. So yeah, it looks like next year's iPhone is really the one to get. Anyway, moving on to number 3, and perhaps the biggest reason why most people are not getting the iPhone 7, and that is the lack of a headphone jack. For me personally, I actually don't really care for the headphone jack, but I know for many people it is one of the main reasons not to get this iPhone, and that's why I'm mentioning it. Now before you say I don't listen to music that much, that's maybe why I don't care. I do quite a lot. I travel quite a bit, so I'm always listening to music during my flights, and you're not allowed to use Bluetooth accessories during flights. Still, all you need is a dongle that's included in the box, and you can still use your current headphones. There are also Lightning earpods included, which most people end up using, so I honestly don't see this as a big reason not to get it. Oh, and also I don't tend to listen to music while my iPhone charges, so I guess that's one of the reasons I don't really care. However, the reason why you might want to wait for another year is because right now there aren't many choices for Lightning headphones. Next year there probably is going to be an extensive selection. And currently most good Bluetooth headphones are kind of a luxurious item, but next year I expect these to get a price drop as more companies compete with each other. So really just give it some time, and I bet come next year there'll be tons of Lightning headphones in the market, and I bet many of the Bluetooth headphones are gonna be cheaper than they are now. Anyway, let's move on to number 4, and that is the lack of new tech. Okay, so the new iPhone has a new camera. It is water resistant, and that's it. Oh, it's got a new color, jet black and matte black, or black. Okay, there's also a performance increase and a slightly better display and battery, but all of that is pretty much straightforward and predictable. There is no wow factor here. Of course, nowadays the wow factor hasn't been present in a while, but really with the new iPhone there isn't any radical change, unless you count the removal of the headphone jack, which doesn't even improve the phone. There is that dual camera on the 7 Plus, but I would still rather use my DSLR for taking photos, especially portraits, than my iPhone. Besides that, generally with the iPhone 7, it's all slight improvements, which is not a bad thing. My iPhone 6 is fantastic. For me, I've always thought that iPhones are the best all-around phones, and they still are in my opinion. I think these new slight improvements are great, but if I could rename this phone, it would be iPhone 6SS, because even the design is pretty much the same here. And that's my last reason. This is the iPhone 6SS. It's only a slight improvement on the iPhone 6S, so I think you're better off just getting an iPhone 6S at a discounted price. You get to keep that headphone jack and that real home button, however you do sacrifice water resistance, but I don't think many of us actually use our phones in the water anyway. Oh, by the way, RIP to the tactile home button. It looks like Apple's trying to place all buttons with vibrations, so I'm betting next year the next iPhone will probably not even have volume buttons. It'll either be some kind of software thing or a vibration. So yeah, those were my reasons not to get the iPhone 7, which I thought I'd just share with you guys in case you still haven't made up your mind. Now don't get me wrong, the iPhone 7 is a good phone. For me, iPhones are still the best all-around phones. So if you decide to get it, go ahead, it's a good phone. If you're still on the edge, hopefully this video kind of helped you. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think. Are you getting the iPhone 7? Have you got it? Be sure to tell me your thoughts down in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helped make some kind of decision. If you enjoy videos like these, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe for more. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you a lot for watching.